Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News. There's a lot to talk about in the Low Country today. I'm Betsy McDaniel, and we'll get started with our headlines. The murder convictions of Alec Murdaugh back in March are now being called into question after Colleton County's court clerk Becky Hill published a behind-the-scenes book about the trial. Murdaugh's attorneys now claim witness tampering occurred, and they are asking for a new trial. They are also asking the FBI to investigate the jurors after obtaining affidavits showing that Hill got at least one juror dismissed improperly, encouraged jurors not to believe Murdaugh's testimony, and pressured juries to reach a speedy verdict. In addition, the lawyers for Murdaugh say they've had jurors tell them that Hill told them not to be fooled by Murdaugh's testimony and to watch out for his body language. The Beaufort Port Royal Fire Station on Robert Smalls Parkway got a surprise visitor yesterday afternoon when a car involved in a crash in front of the fire station careened into the building. Neither driver involved in the crash was seriously injured, and damage to the fire station was described as minimal. Traffic on Highway 170 northeastbound was rerouted for nearly 2 hours. When we talk sports rivalries in the Low Country, we're usually talking Clemson, USC, or Ohio State, Michigan. But there is another one coming soon to a basketball court nearer to us. USCB's new basketball programs have moved into the NCAA's Division II, the same level as Savannah State. And the two will meet for the first time Thanksgiving week in the Savannah Hoops Invitational at Enmark Arena. Tickets go on sale Friday for the men's and women's games, which will be played on November 21st. As we know from our recent interviews with Bluffton Police Chief Joe Babkowitz, he is passionate about trying to cut down on traffic wrecks in Bluffton. So much so that he will hold another set of meetings about the problem 2 weeks from now on Wednesday the 20th at 6 p.m. His August meetings came during the first week of school, and the hope is that attendance will increase for the September meetings at the police department. And Babkowitz is exasperated at the town's average of 4 wrecks a day, many caused by distracted drivers. South Carolina is in the middle of the pack nationally in one undesirable ranking, though we are still worse than the national average in binge drinking. CDC data shows over 16% of South Carolinians are considered binge drinkers, a little more than the national average of 15%. Binge drinking is considered 5 or more drinks for men or 4 or more for women at a single setting. Nearly a quarter of adults in Wisconsin are considered binge drinkers. That is the worst in the nation. South Carolina ranks 27th, though a 2020 study by Forbes magazine says we are unfortunately 7th in the country for drunk driving deaths. And we are keeping an eye out on Tropical Storm Lee, which is expected to become a major hurricane later this week. The storm is currently tracking our way, though it is still far out in the middle of the Atlantic, and most forecasts show it staying out to sea into next week. This one is acting a bit more traditionally than Idalia, which popped up in the southern Gulf of Mexico and quickly gained strength in a much shorter path. Nothing to worry about for a while. The National Hurricane Center is still just watching it for now. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's Justin Jarrett with what happened last night in the Lowco.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. We've been bombarding you with high school football coverage, but it's not the only sport in season in the Lowco, and Tuesday was a busy night for area volleyball teams, including the May River Sharks, whose boys and girls combined to go 3-0 on the night. The Shark girls swept Battery Creek in 3 sets to improve to 5-2 going into a big region match at James Island on Thursday, while May River's boys swept Beaufort and Royal Live Oaks in straight sets to improve to 8-0. Look out for the Sharks. John Paul II's girls ended a long layoff with a 3-1 win over St. Andrews and will face fellow unbeaten Patrick Henry at home tonight, while Colleton County picked up its first win and Beaufort Academy knocked off Lowco rival Thomas Heyward. Colleton County also earned a win on the tennis courts, beating Beaufort 4-2, while the Hilton Head Seahawks triumphed on the links, shooting 186 over 9 holes to edge the rival Bluffton Bobcats by 3 shots in a 5-team meet at Charleston Municipal Golf Course. Bluffton's Anna Lepore took medalist honors with 37. Football is coming back around, though, and quicker than you might think. After last week's scheduled game against Woodland was wiped out by the weather, the Bluffton Bobcats lined up a home game with Frederica Academy on Thursday night with a 6:30 kickoff, while Battery Creek's home game against May River also has been moved to Thursday and will kick at 7:30. We'll round up all the action on a live episode of the Lowco Sports Lowdown late Thursday night after the games, so be sure to subscribe to the Lowco Media YouTube channel so you don't miss out. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.
Thanks, Justin. And now let's hand it over to Maria for a look at our weather.
Thanks, Betsy. Yep, so we are keeping an eye on Tropical Storm Lee. Hopefully it's going to shift north, but you should start preparing now in case it does start to head our way. Looking at this weekend, we are going to see a couple of thunderstorms, and we're going to see the temperatures start to drop. But looking ahead at Thursday, it's going to be mostly sunny, with Hilton having a high of 92, a low of 75. Bluffton's going to have a high of 94, a low of 73. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 94, a low of 75. The sunrise for Thursday is going to be at 7:02, and sunset's going to be at 7:40. Looking at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 10:52 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 3:56 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the weekend, into the weekend, Friday it's going to be partly cloudy with a thunderstorm in the afternoon and in the evening. Highs in the upper 80s, lows in the 70s. Come Saturday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy in the morning with a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon and then a few passing showers in the evening. Highs in the 80s, lows in the 70s. And then come Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy with an afternoon thunderstorm, but should be clearing up by the evening. Highs in the 80s, lows in the 70s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. Coming up after a quick break, we get a recap about Idalia from Mayor Perry. Stay with us.